My grandmother is getting weaker every day. She cannot work like before. She cannot walk very far. So I start collecting bamboo, then wood, then nails. Piece by piece I build a coffin. After that I begin sewing a white dress. Everyone thinks it is for my grandmother. I let them believe that, because some truths are too painful to say. My name is Elena. I am 22 years old. I live with my grandmother. We are poor, very poor. Our small house is old. The roof leaks when it rains. The walls have cracks. But it is still our home, and my grandmother is all I have. My father leaves when I am a child. Nobody knows where he goes. My mother dies a few years later. After that, my grandmother raises me alone. She works every day. She skips meals. She sacrifices everything, just so I can stay in school. My grandmother is getting older now. Her hands shake sometimes. Her back hurts every day. Still, she works. Still, she smiles. Still, she tells me everything will be okay, even when it clearly is not. Every morning we wake up before sunrise. My grandmother sells vegetables. I help carry them. Some days we earn enough. Some days we do not. We never complain. We simply continue. That is how poor people survive. One afternoon, I notice my grandmother coughing. The cough sounds painful. I ask if she is okay. She smiles. She says she is fine. But later that night, I hear her coughing again. And again. And again. The next morning, I gather bamboo near the river. People ask what I am doing. I tell them it is a surprise. They laugh. I laugh too. But my heart feels heavy because I know exactly what I am building. I spend hours cutting bamboo. My hands become sore. My clothes become dirty. Still, I continue. Every piece must be perfect. Every piece must be strong. This is the most important thing I ever make. A neighbor watches me work. She looks at the bamboo. Then she looks at my grandmother. Her face becomes sad. I understand immediately. She thinks the coffin is for my grandmother. I say nothing. Soon, everyone in the village believes the same thing. People begin visiting more often. They bring food, they bring medicine, they ask about my grandmother. Nobody asks about me, and that is exactly how I want it. At night, I sit beside my grandmother. She tells me stories from her youth, stories about hard work, stories about love, stories about survival. I listen carefully. I want to remember every word, every smile, every laugh. One morning, my grandmother notices the bamboo. She asks me about it. I tell her I am making furniture. She laughs. She says I am a terrible liar. For a moment, I almost tell her everything, but I stop myself. Weeks pass. The coffin slowly takes shape. The bamboo becomes walls. The wood becomes a frame. The frame becomes a box. Every nail feels heavier than the last. But I never stop. One evening, I buy white cloth. It is not expensive. It is all I can afford. The shop owner asks what I will make. I smile. A dress. That part is true. Every night I sew by candlelight. The stitches are not perfect. Neither am I. Still I continue. The dress slowly becomes beautiful. More beautiful than anything I ever own. My grandmother sees the cloth. She asks who the dress is for. I tell her she will see someday. She smiles. Then she pats my head, just like she does when I am little. I almost cry. The rainy season arrives. Water drips through the roof. The house feels colder. My grandmother spends more time resting. The villagers become more worried. They whisper when they see her. I hear them, but I never correct them. One afternoon, a woman gives me flowers. She says they might look nice during a funeral. I thank her politely. Then I carry them home. My hands shake the entire walk back. The coffin is almost finished now. I run my fingers across the bamboo. It feels smooth, strong, reliable. I hope it lasts a very long time, long after people forget my name. My grandmother cooks my favorite meal. There is very little food, yet she gives me the biggest portion. Like always, I tell her she should eat more. She refuses, like always. That night, I hear her praying. She thinks I am asleep. She asks God to keep me safe. She asks God to give me a long life. I close my eyes and pretend I hear nothing. The white dress is finally finished. I hold it up. The candlelight shines across the fabric. For a moment it looks beautiful, almost magical. Then reality returns. And so do my tears. I hide the dress carefully. I place it beside the coffin. Nobody sees. Nobody knows. The secret remains safe. For now. Days continue passing. Life remains simple. Work, food, sleep, smiles, conversations. I treasure every ordinary moment, because ordinary moments become precious when time feels short. One afternoon, my grandmother hugs me, for no reason. At least, no reason, she says. She simply holds me, a little longer than usual, and somehow that scares me. The next day, I leave the house early. When I return, my grandmother looks different. Her eyes are red, like she's been crying. I ask what is wrong. She says nothing, only smiles. That night, I cannot sleep. Something feels strange. The house feels quiet. Too quiet. I stare at the ceiling and wait for morning. A feeling of fear grows inside me, and I do not know why. The next afternoon, I hear a loud sound. Something falls inside the storage room. I run toward it. My heart pounds. The door is open, and my grandmother is standing inside. She is holding a paper, a hospital paper. My hospital paper. Tears are running down her face. Her hands are shaking. For a long time, neither of us speaks. Then her eyes move toward the coffin and toward the white dress. Slowly, she walks closer. She touches the bamboo, then the wood, then the dress. Her fingers stop. The dress is too small for her, much too small. Suddenly, she understands everything, and so does the room. I thought it was for me. Her voice breaks. I begin crying. The secret is finally gone. The doctor tells me months ago. There is treatment. There is hope. But there is not enough money. So I stop asking. I stop dreaming. And I start building. Not for you. For me. Because I know you cannot afford to bury me. So I prepare everything myself. My grandmother spends her whole life preparing things for me. Food when I am hungry. Clothes when I am cold. Comfort when I am afraid. Love when I need it most. For the first time in my life, I prepare something for her. Not a gift, not a surprise, a goodbye. And as she holds me and cries, I finally understand something. The poorest people do not always lack money. Sometimes they only lack time. And time is the one thing nobody can earn back.